Conman Kitty claws his way into the spotlight on this week's Underground Nation podcast. Hailing from Colorado's underworld, this possessed nekomata uses horrorcore, trap, and ritualistic skits to create a sound that's wicked, raw, and unforgettable. From unnaturally born juggalo to dirty penguin tacos, he's carving his legend in blood and bass. Your host with the ghost, Bounce Ball Boogie, dives deep into the madness. Tap in and witness the ritual. Welcome, Conman Kitty.
Well, tonight we crack open the crypt and summon the spirit of a true underground enigma. He's not just an artist, he's a possession, a bloodstained whisper from the book of the divide. A nekomata with venom in his verses, claws in the culture, and a mask that hides more than a face. It hides a legacy in the making. From shadow-laced skits to horrorcore hymns, he's carved his path through Colorado's underground with bars sharp enough to cut dimensions. You've heard the name, you've seen the glyphs, you felt the tremble. Now you meet the mind behind the madness. This is Conman Kitty, and you're now locked in with the Underground Nation podcast. Let's turn the ritual into reality. Conman Kitty, what's good?
What's up, man? How you been doing?
Freaking amazing. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing wonderful, bro.
Doing wonderful, bro, with your beautiful grow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's dope. I appreciate you taking time. Yo, I got my coffees next to me somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere around here.
Homeboy making me wake up early on a Saturday morning.
Yeah. My wonderful internet connection. It's like the best I get all week.
Early in the morning.
It's because everybody's... Yeah, early in the morning. Once it hits about 11, then my internet just starts going downhill a little bit. And then by 5 o'clock, it's a lot of buffering.
What makes the internet better in the morning and worse in the evening?
Probably the signal. And then like in the evening, a lot of people are getting home from work and stuff and getting on it. And I have that satellite internet. And so once a lot of people start hopping on the signal, everybody's signals get weaker.
I gotcha. A lot for you to live out there in the rant to cast your rituals and such, so I get it. And I want to learn more about it today. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
Awesome. It's dope. I'm glad to be here. I'm so excited.
Well, let's start here. Before the blood rituals and bar beats, who was Conman Kitty?
Before all the music, who was Conman Kitty?
Yeah, before the blood rituals and the music, who the heck was Conman Kitty?
Chef. I was a chef. I was a cook by career, man. And then I was like homeless for a while, like 3 years and 10 months. I did the whole homeless thing, man. I traveled all over America. Been to like 28 states. Other people's dime, right? Is that what they say? Find a sign and grind. But I was a cook. Yeah, it's an amazing lifestyle. It's just not one that I want to be there forever. You know what I mean? I've learned a lot of life's lessons in the streets like that, going all these different places. But my original career was chef. I was a cook. I'm a really good cook. I did it for a long time. And then once we moved out here to the country, I needed to find other ways of making money because I live from the Springs. I live about 48 miles. So for me to get a job in the Springs, I was going to have to drive out there every day, 50 miles, just about 1 day and 50 miles back. And that's just crazy. Can't do that. So I started running a cotton candy company for a while. And then I've done a bunch of other entrepreneurial like paths and projects, and none of them really went far, but I've been learning from all of them. I mean, you got to crack at it and try something new every time. And so before all the music, it was a bunch of cooking. You know, I thought that's what I needed to do in life was try to get food trucks going and all this other stuff. And it just seems like the path has taken me a different route. Ever since COVID, I started fucking around with music. And, but yeah, I'm fairly new to it. Like I literally only started doing it since the pandemic. And then I did a couple tracks and then I went to school. Because I realized I did some like feedback and people were like, man, this is pretty good. So I was like, cool, I'm going to go learn music production. And so I went to school, the music production. Then I quickly realized that music production isn't for me. I'm just not that music production person. I go to a studio and I tried, you know what I mean? But I felt like that's what I needed to learn. But my path there kind of forked and I was like, screw this, I'm jumping majors. And the school let me jump over to music business. And so
Whoa.
I was like, everybody and their mama, everybody is trying to take music production, but like such a small percentage of people actually go into the music business side of the college. And I learned how to like make longevity of people's careers and stuff. Pretty much it was a college course on how to run a record label, or if you want to be a manager of an artist and all that other business side of stuff. And so I took that. And so now we're here. You know what I mean? I've been out of school for like 2 years now. And so I
What?
focused heavily on I only went to the pandemic, bro. I didn't have nothing to do. I wasn't even living in the city. I was like, well, shit, I'll just go to school while I'm at it. So while I was here, right at the end, around October 2020, I started going to school, and I was there for like 39 months. And while I was doing that, I was making connections. And then as soon as I was I dropped the album. And then last year, I dropped the album. And so now I'm more serious about it, way more serious about what it was before. Like I said, I was just making some music because I felt like that's what I wanted to do. Back in the day when I was younger, I was in a fucking metalcore band. So I did some screaming stuff and I was just sitting there cooking one day, mad at my fucking boss because he's a D-wad, you know what I mean? And I'm mad at him, cooking shit up. I was like, my brother's like, man, fuck this shit. You need to try to do your fucking music shit like you did when you were younger. And so I was like, screw this, I'm gonna try that shit out. So here we are. I'm following a dream that I thought I'd lost, but I found it again. It seems like life wanted to take me down a big curve to teach me a lot of lessons before they put me back up on this platform to be in front of people.
Wow, it's an honor to have you here today and talking with us. Sounds like you put yourself through some crazy experiences. 28 states. How did you travel 28 states homeless with just a sign? You said just a sign and grind.
Oh,
were you jumping trains? Were you hopping on trains?
I've done that. I met my friends Red and Hungry. Red and Hungry were train jumpers. We did that. We flew all over the place. I hitchhiked, vehicles. You know, I come up on vehicles. They last me a couple states until I get rid of them and then sling them off for a little bit of money. And finally, we ended up in Colorado, actually in Loveland, Colorado. And we were and me and my chick at that moment were in an Escape. And my homeboy, we're like rolling around. It's always good to roll around in groups when you're traveling, because then you end up missing and no one knows what the fuck happened to you. You know what I mean? It just disappeared. You never see him again. But it happens though a lot. And so we always
think of 5 people right now just disappeared.
We always picked up. Who knows? They could have got picked up and went to jail for all I know. I just know they disappeared. Never seen them again. Yeah. But and so we sold our vehicle in Loveland. We had an Eclipse. We sold it in Loveland. And I just went and bought a bunch of camping gear and a bunch of backpacks and survival stuff. I took out on foot, and I was on foot for like a year and a half after that. And I've just been in Colorado, bro. It just seems like every time I came to Colorado, I wanted to stay in it. And then I tried to travel out of Colorado. And a couple months later, I just end back up in Colorado. And that happened a couple times before I realized I just want to be in Colorado. So I just put some down. And I was like, this is where I want to be. And I've been all over the fucking America just about. The only states I really haven't been to are the boring states. You know, like North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana. I really haven't been to none of those. I think they're boring states. There's not that much to do. There's too much space in between towns to be able to like effectively really to move between towns without like dying of hunger and fucking So I just stayed away from a lot of those states. I've just been to all the lower states. I've been all the way up to New York. I've been all the way on the East Coast. I went all the way over to, you know, Cali, and I've been to Nevada and all the states. I even visited Area 51 area. I've been all over the place, man. It was definitely a journey. Definitely thought about myself.
Are you writing a book on your experiences there?
Maybe I should get AI to do it.
I'm so busy.
Hit enter, let AI do it. It's probably going to give me some wild Forrest Gump type story, though. Yeah, man. I even tried to do the whole fuck society. I'm going to go live in the mountains. And I went down there to the Greenhorn Mountains here. They're south of Pueblo.
Looking for the real voices, the raw stories, and the underground culture they don't show you on the surface? Visit www.underground-nation.com and unlock the Underground Nation magazine digital archive. From exclusive interviews with rising artists and tattoo legends to full issues packed with underground music, ink, fashion, and rebellion, it's all there. New issues drop regularly. Every page. every voice, every movement. Tap into the culture at www.underground-nation.com. The underground isn't just music, it's a nation.
Yeah.
I decided I was going to go up in the mountains, bro, and try to do the whole fucking forest man thing and scavenge for my food and trap and all that. And, well, needless to say, about 20 days later, I was coming back down out of the mountain, getting in the back of an ambulance because they said I was severely dehydrated. My trapping skills was not up to par. Up to par in my life. I was living off of a dream and a whim, bro. And I just went with it.
Well, you got 20 more days of experience than I do.
Yeah. So my dog got lost, and my girlfriend now makes fun of me about it because my dog when they picked me up, when these locals called and said that there's some crazy wild man, they call me the mountain man down there. There's like some mountain man hitting up the fucking mountains. He looks really fucked up. He's got dogs with him. And so they called the fucking police, the fire department, the ambulance out on me as I was walking down the mountain. And so they rounded my dogs up. When the animal control showed up, one of my dogs slipped their harness and she ran off, and she was just wild in the mountains. And then when they finally got out of the hospital, and they finally because I was like severely dehydrated, and they and my friends came down to get me. We went hunting for her. They're like, we've been looking for her for a week. And then when we rolled up, she dog can feel your vibration. They're like, my friends were out there looking for my dog for a week and never found her. I got in the car. They drove me out to where it was. And then she comes right out of the woods. Didn't even know that it was me there yet. But she had to have known. There had to have been some type of vibration for her to come out of the mountains to show herself out of nowhere. But they make fun of me that my dog lasted longer in the mountains than I did. So they're saying that the locals.
Is the dog with you today?
Yeah, the dog's with me today. She's in the room sleeping. She's a little Jack Russell, like a Jack Russell mix.
That's
She's really smart. They said that they were trying to trap her. The locals were trying to trap her for them, but she would go into the trap, steal the food off the trap, and not set the trap off and get out the trap. And they were like, "We've never seen a dog do this before." And so crazy, bro. She's beast mode, but she was raised on the streets with me. You know what I mean? She's a scavenger dog. So pretty much she was homeless up to that point, like I was for a long fucking time with me. She's like 12 years old, so she was on my whole journey with me. So she's mad. She's dope. Wow. She used to stand up on her back legs for the flying the sign, and she would stand up and do little dances for. So she knew what it was. When it was time to make money, she was down to make money with me.
Wow, what a cool dog. What's her name?
Calypso.
No, not Calypso.
No, it's Calypso.
Oh, Calypso.
Calypso.
Yeah. That reminds me of the bad guy on Twisted Metal.
Calypso.
So then
I was named her after the water goddess at that moment.
Yeah, what? Where?
I had another dog named Kiora, and I was naming my dogs at that moment after the gods of water or goddesses of water.
Yeah.
I just go on these weird naming tangents.
That's cool.
But I got a lot of animals now with a lot of diverse names.
So I have a question for you. With all these dogs around you and you starting music around the pandemic, how did you become Conman Kitty?
My whole name has been Kitty. My whole life, my nickname's been Kitty. All right. And that's because I got that I need to wear a box of Tic Tacs in my pocket. Yeah, I'm a Leo. So for one, I'm a Leo. Right. And then I walk quiet. So I'm that dude that always would sneak up on people and they would not know I'm in the room. It's just I walk really quiet. My parents used to tell me to wear a box of Tic Tacs in my fucking pocket so they can hear me coming up to them. But I'm quiet. So I got the name Kitty because I'm a Leo, and then I'm very stealthy, very quiet. So that's how that came. That's my nickname my whole life. That and my other nickname was Squeak. So it was either Squeak or Kitty my whole life. I didn't want to. I have a.
How do you squeak if you're so quiet?
Squeak. Well, you might hear the squeak because I got what's called well, look, I got what's called chronic vocal tic disorder. All right. What chronic vocal tic disorder is just like Tourette's, except I wasn't born with it. Something happened to me when I was a kid. I was playing kickball. You know that game, kickball? We're playing kickball in school, and the ball got kicked, and me and another guy were running towards each other, and the ball landed right in between each other and slammed us down. When we got slammed us down, it got the breath knocked out of me. And so now I always have this, when I feel comfortable and with this random times, just like Tourette's, I just squeak real loud. I can't actually make the sound. I could go eat, but that doesn't does it justice. That not do it justice because it's like somebody's like the depths of oblivion open up. It's just it's a squeak, definitely a squeak, but more like an air horn type squeak. It's so it's I can't naturally do it, but it just happens on its own. So yeah, squeak comes from me squeaking all the time because of my it's not Tourette's, but that's the best way to say it. Is it's like Tourette's. It's like Tourette's. It's the vocal tick.
I mean, from looking at your videos and pictures, you look like a pretty big dude. Am I incorrect?
No, I'm pretty big.
I'm like, you're a big ninja, is what you're saying? I'm like, man, this big old fool is quiet as fuck.
These are practice swords.
He's gonna cut us up. Practice swords or real must stab you in the ass become in my house swords?
No, these are just practice swords. The real stab you in the ass swords are by my bed. That way I could grab them.
Gotcha.
Really more like a nice sized machete. Don't come to my house.
You be practicing the wielding of swords.
Yeah, it's fun. it hurts when you get hit by it. Because those are some pretty good, solid pieces of wood right there.
Every girl film you doing some of that out in your ranch, like during sunset, we can see your fucking.
Try to do some Karate Kid thing, right?
Yeah,
set some logs up,
and like see your silhouette with the hair going all crazy. That'd be so cool. That'd be really cool. I can see it in my head. Anyway.
I've been trying to work on my flipping, but I just haven't got to that point yet. I've been actually trying to work on flips, but if you haven't done it, it's scary. It's really scary. I've hurt myself plenty of times. You know, I've hurt my head. I studied a lot of martial arts, so a lot of like Muay Thai and stuff. I like close quarter fighting.
That's cool. Wait, so are you be training to fight?
No, that's just fun. That's more of it's more of a what can I do to push my body to the limits. Because you got to feed your physicality as much as you got to feed your mental I believe, to keep a healthy balance. It builds willpower and determination, which you kind of need in the industry we're in. You need that willpower and determination. So I just use it for focusing and pushing beyond the boundaries.
You know, now that you say that, after doing some research on, you described yourself as a possessed nekomata, and sorry if I said that wrong.
Yeah.
Is that a mythological symbolism, personal trauma, or both?
So a nekomata is a Japanese demon. It's a Japanese oni demon. It's also called the two-tailed cat, right? So a nekomata is a two-tailed cat demon from Japan that normally forms. There's two types of them. There's ones that come from the city, and then they got the mountain ones, right? They're more feral. Yeah. They're saying pretty much is a demon that's born out of just like how we have ghosts that possess houses because they want to curse somebody and possess somebody. So a nekomata is the same way. They're born out of suffering. They're the ones that have revenge on their owners because their owners treated them so bad.
No.
And so they grow a second. They gain enough power. They grow a forked tail or a second tail, and then they start gaining powers. They have powers. They have necromancy power. So what they do is they kill they become a nekomata. Then they kill the people that was doing them harm and causing them suffering, and then they raise them up and control them from the dead. And then they just kind of live around them, and they use humans to possess and move around and do their things. They can also shapeshift, so they have the shapeshifting ability. And they're also really good with like fire magic. It's really cool to like get into the different tailed demons because they got one all the way up. Everybody knows Naruto and the nine-tailed demon, right? But there's one tail, two tail, three tail, four tail demons all the way up. So that whole mythology, that whole like setup they have with it is really cool when you go looking into it and going deeper. Yeah, but the nekomata comes off of that mythology right there. Just the suffering that it had to endure to be able to be birthed into a different powerful state is just a transformation that's really dope that I feel like is a cool spiritual journey.
Wow, that's really cool. Well, thanks for explaining that. Now I get your track titles read like journal entries from another dimension. What's your writing process like when channeling those kind of bars?
So my writing process. So a lot of times my writing process is I don't know. I say it when I have inspiration, I sit down and write. But whenever I let the pen take over, I can't stop writing a song. I've tried to do this whole, I'm going to write 3 or 4 multiple songs at one time, but that just not happened to me. I'm a person that's got to write from the beginning to the end of a song. If it takes me a day, it takes me a day. It takes me a week, it takes me a week. But yeah, I'm very like, I'm not one of those punch-in artists. You know what I mean? I sit down and write my lyrics out and go back and go over them and fix them. And then I practice. I actually practice for like 2 or 3 months on a song before I even try to record the song. But yeah, so I get myself in a ritual space to do that because I want people to feel. I'm working on expressing emotions better to get you caught up to be the perfect person that you are.
Hell yeah.
I say music for masters, so I write music for like people that's already been through the darkness, that's already defeated the demons. I write people that's already transformed from that dark state of life, and they don't know what to do now. Because a lot of people come through a spiritual awakening, and then they don't know what to do afterwards. And so I make music to guide people after that awakening.
What would be a suggestion if I was to come from a spiritual awakening and I'm confused? Conman Kitty, guide me.
Let's go with like one of my songs.
Yeah.
First, you must become a demon.
I don't want to.
Well, it goes. It's the title track of my second album. My first album is called "To Become an Archangel," and then my second album is called "First You Must Become a Demon." So to become an archangel, first you must become a demon.
Oh my goodness!
First you must.
Are you getting spiritual on me?
Well, I'm very spiritual, bro. It's all
I
about music.
was going to ask you because there has to be a fine line you're walking with spirituality because I keep seeing rituals. Another ritual has been performed. I saw your TikTok. So many rituals have been streamed on your music. Or where is this coming from? These rituals. What do they mean?
Coming up next on the Underground Nation podcast, we tap into the twisted tones of one of the underground's most intriguing voices. This track blends eerie energy with lyrical depth, a sound that wakes you up and keeps you haunted. From the ritualistic realm of Conman Kitty, this is Play Me When You Wake Up. Turn the volume up and let the shadows speak.
I'ma lose, something to prove, nothing to lose, I don't shoot. That's to say, run up on me if you think that I'm playing. One Punch Man is the death that you're facing. Someone died, his bones are breaking down. You rapper boys thinking straight shit. Say something you can't spit. Run up on me, you can't fuck with this. Bow, I'm a fucking god, setting this bitch off. Crack your jaw with no cause when I walk up in the mud. Call the hogs with the bars, cause I'm shutting down the block. Fuck the laws, they cannot lick my balls and suck my cock. Call they bang, cause I'm bringing on the pain. I made my lane, not the bones that I have slain. I'm taking names, that's the root of this game. If you don't understand that, I don't know why you came. My mama raised a soldier, not a bitch. My mama raised a soldier, not a bitch. My mama raised a soldier, not a bitch. I'ma lose, something to prove, nothing to lose, I don't shoot. My mama raised a soldier, not a bitch. My mama raised a soldier, not a bitch.
Well, all music is spells. Every song is a spell. You gotta understand that we repeat these lines over and over like mantras. Your favorite songs you know by heart. You're just repeating the lines over and over. That's a form of spell work. When you work with spells and magic, you're gonna memorize these spells and you're gonna understand that what you're saying and your voice projected is what you bring into your reality. That's why so many people are singing these songs and then like these drug songs and like shoot 'em up songs and stuff like that, and then they end up in that whole lifestyle. So I just feel like when you when you listen to my songs, I'm preparing you to put yourself in a focused ritual state into your mind. So that way you can focus on what you need to get done. Wow. So a lot of my music is very aggressive, but gets you very motivated.
That's
Play me
deep.
when you wake up.
That was beautiful. That was very well said. Thank you. I now get it.
Man.
What's the ritual like when you're recording?
Yeah. You should like play me when you wake up.
What about
what I'm recording? So So when I'm recording, I just hold on. What's up?
That's okay.
You froze on me just a second there.
It's okay. I saw the buffering happening. It's okay. So what's the ritual like when you're recording? Are you sober, possessed, purging, praying?
Okay, I'm sober when I record.
No weed.
But I tried to do nothing. I maybe smoke an hour or two before I actually go into there to record. And that's because my music producer, my engineer, my producer, right? He smokes dabs. He's a dabber, bro. He'll dab the whole fucking session. Right?
Who's your producer?
Who is he?
Yeah.
His name is Mixed by Blitz. He's a top 25 Billboard producer. He's got like 3 songs in the top 25 Billboard. He's signed to Stevie Stone's record label. He's Stevie Stone's fucking mix producer. He's worked with everybody, bro. He's worked with Tech Nine, Lil Wayne. Like, you can go look him up. You'll see he has a whole line of his stuff of everybody he's worked with. He's really deep in the industry. He's worked with a lot of people. And he just dabs a lot. I'm a dab too, so I dab with him, right? And then I get too high to be able to be in there and fully concentrate. So I just smoke before a couple hours. And then when I'm done recording, completely done for the day, and my studio time is done, then I go outside and record and smoke me a fat fucking blunt.
Yeah.
Like, I try to do my stuff sober because it allows me to like focus in and harness the feelings that I was trying to purvey with my music.
Well, at least you're not possessed.
I believe that's a very good thing. No, I'm possessed, man. I'm crazy. Well, you gotta understand, I believe in all the epigenetics shit and all that stuff, all the new science coming out. And technically, we're all possessed if you want to look at it, because our thoughts don't even originate from our brain, according to epigenetic science. That it comes from outside of our brain and hits us, and then that's what we start thinking. So technically, we all have outside sources trying to dictate our inner thoughts. We're just one big like antenna. Yeah, so it's a vessel. So you just got to learn what channel the frequency. Turn what to tune into. You got to know what to tune into to be able to understand the different things and aspects of life, bro. It's all about vibration, man. To me, it's all about vibration. If you're a low frequency vibrating person, you're going to think low frequency and vibration, and you're going to listen to low frequency and vibration. Right. I believe the horrorcore people get a bad rep for being all like sinister and menacing, but really on the cool, bro, there's a lot of hidden messages inside of horrorcore music. People that have the biggest heart and the biggest souls listen to horrorcore, not because of of what it is. It's the symbolism of what it represents. It's the symbolism of defeating the demon and defeating the evil creatures that roam this earth, so everybody can live in peace and harmony better, in love with each other. And I just think horrorcore is just like Satan. Well, okay, I'm not going to compare it to Satanism, but in this instance, what I want to say is in Satanism, a lot of Christians don't read that book, and they know they don't read that book. And so they're missing out on a lot of truths on the other side of the coin that they could be learning about their own religion, but they're too scared to even touch that book. So a lot of people are too scared to even tune into horrorcore. So they don't actually understand that there's a lot of good, solid messaging in life lessons inside of that stuff. And people just don't want to give it the time of day because of what they feel it entails, and not actually what the content is. They're too caught up with this dude just said he ripped this dude's guts out and stuffed them up his butt. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? It puts them off, but they don't want to listen to the deeper message. Yeah, it is. It's amazing entertainment.
Conman Kitty, what's the track that you feel no one understood, but it meant the world to you?
Oh, okay. So that's a good one. Damn, I can't remember the name of it. Let's see. Why Am I Such a Fuck Up? That's the name of it. Why Am I Such a Fuck Up? I don't feel like a lot of people understood why I wrote that track, and it's a lot to me. Well, I wrote it because I felt voiceless in a lot of situations that I was in. I was in a toxic relationship, like I was in one of those trauma bonded relationships, and I just felt like a lot of people don't understand the voice of the other side of a trauma bond relationship, when you want to be heard and you want to be spoken to, and you want to say what you want to do because you want to be a part of that person's life, even though they're treating you so badly. All you want to do is be at equal level with them. That's all somebody in a trauma bond relationship wants to be. They want to be on an equal level.
I was in one of those. I didn't know it was called that, but I was in that.
Yeah, a lot of people are, bro. It's amazing how there's not a lot of awareness on it. But
Dude,
yeah,
what'd you call it again?
It's called a trauma bond.
Trauma bond.
It's a relationship where like one person, you don't want to leave them because of the good times, but there's way more bad times than there is good times.
Or kids. Are you trying to hold on?
But you want your kids to grow up in a toxic situation to teach them that that's okay to be.
And that's where shit gets fucked up, because in that trauma bond, right? Finally, the shit breaks. You know what I'm saying? And
it breaks.
And I had those thoughts, like, what if my kid is being exposed to toxic shit, which he was. I'm not gonna lie, he was. But he got exposed to even more toxic shit when I left, because I was no longer in control.
Yeah, I know. But a lot of the kids, they see. I think people give kids not enough credit. They understand way more subconsciously than what we think they do. Their whole first 7 years of their life, all they're doing is recording. They're like playing life in tutorial mode, and they're just watching shit go down. And then your reaction to a situation gets written in their brain. So that way, when they're older, if they're put in that same situation, they're going to react exactly how you reacted, because they were recording how to act. They were trying to learn to be human. So a lot of kids, I believe, they understand what's going on. They do. But I think as adults, we forget what it's like to be a kid. We forget that we understood what our parents were fucking when we were younger. It's just easy to do that.
Are assholes.
It's real easy to do. Yeah, mine were too. You know what I mean? But I learned from it. I wanted to be that person that wanted to break the cycle. So
Same here.
I didn't want to be that anymore. But we got to live through the experience, because you got to live through what you don't want to understand what you do want. And until you what you don't want to live through, you know in the future you're never going to put yourself in those situations and in those fucking relationships, because you already know what you don't want in a relationship. But you don't know what you want in a relationship until you live through that. You can sit there and say, hypothetically, I don't want this, but you don't truly understand what it is until you've lived the experience. And that's where our wisdom.
You're right. Because like even with that trauma bond relationship you're talking about, you went into that relationship not knowing it was going to be that. It turned into that.
Right.
Due to the toxic traits of the other person.
Yes.
Like the other person, the shitty fucking person, and you're a good person, and you're trying to hold on because you care about that person. But
and you know what's crazy? You know what's real crazy about
the friction.
You attract the person that you vibe with, right? So at one point, you were on the same frequency as that person. And then eventually what happened is you started growing.
Her.
Yes, and she didn't grow with you. So what happens is it becomes, the vibrations start wobbling with each other. And before you know it, there's going to be a snap somewhere, because that person didn't want. And I'm telling you, the key factor I learned, when my ex started telling me, I just want you to be the person you were when we first met. I knew then that she wasn't changeable.
And you ain't.
I'm growing, you're not. And a lot of times it ends up fucking like a whole Karen episode, bro. It ends up with a whole meltdown.
Yeah.
Crazy. I would got holes in my wall. I got fucking wine and beer flung all over my bed. And half my fucking. And then when she took off, I didn't have time to get to the bank before she did, but she went in there, drained the whole bank account of all the fucking money. And they're like, oh, because she has the card and she's in your bank, that's perfectly legal for her to do, even though y'all aren't together anymore. So I lost everything, bro. She just drained the whole fucking account, and she fucking screwed me, bro.
Oh, I dropped a tear on that one.
Because she didn't want me to change. She wanted me to just stay the same person, and I couldn't do that, bro. I felt like a plant stuck in a fucking Solo cup that never gets transplanted, bro.
This ain't your average live stream mic check Thursday and Saturday night. The Underground comes alive on TikTok. Just follow the bouncing ball, Bounce Ball Boogie, joined by the one and only Spot Vega. We're talking raw talent, real bars, new music, live reactions, and artists getting the shine they deserve. Spit your truth. Get reviewed. Maybe even earn your spot on the Underground Nation podcast. This is more than a mic check. It's a movement. Catch the vibe. Join the ritual. Thursdays and Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, only on TikTok Live. Tap in and bring the heat.
I felt like I'd
Eventually
only
you
grow
die in
with
that solo cup.
Yeah, you do. If you're not fucking taken care of, you got to transplant, and grow, bro. But it just don't. So yeah, homie, I that trauma bond shit, I didn't even understand it until I lived through it. And then when I was doing research on shit, I came across it and learned about it. And like, she would always get the best stuff, and I would get handed the hand-me-down shit. And it's like, you know what I mean? When a new phone came out, I was getting the shitty phone. You know how you go to the place and you get the nice phone, they're like, oh, and you get a free phone. And they give you that fucking cool, like a fucking some phone you never heard of before. Yeah, that happens a lot in those trauma bond. The person will get new clothes, but the other person don't get no clothes or gets clothes Goodwill because that other person spent all the money on the good clothes type shit. So yeah, bro, it happens a lot. It's sad. It's sad it happens, and I believe a lot of people don't really understand that that's happening to them.
It's crazy. So then, man, that's crazy. I never thought about that. You taught me something today, so thank you. Yeah, you got the wheels turning. So then tell me, with all this experience that you've been gaining throughout being homeless, and then the pandemic, and then moving out to the country, and then finally settling down what seems like to be a good woman today. What do you feel Conman Kitty is just a character, or it's you? It's just you being you.
It's me being me, homie. But the problem is
you never break character because you are who you are.
I am Conman Kitty, homie. I am. See, Conman is short for confidence. So Conman's short for confidence.
Who you conning? No fraud here.
Like, I'm trying to become your best friend, so I could teach you how to become better. So you gotta. So I got the tism, bro. Right. So I'm autistic, right? So I already feel like I don't fit in with a lot of people. And so I've had to mask and learn how to be with them. And my counselor told me this too, bro. My counselor said, you're a chameleon, and it's not healthy to be a chameleon. But I'm a chameleon because, yeah, I am too, bro. But that's the Conman part. I have the ability to hang out with any group, any crowd. And I have enough versatility in understanding cultures and civilizations and religions that I can sit down with anybody and they think that I'm technically part of the religion. Like, I can sit down with Muslims, I can sit down with Christians, I can sit down with fucking atheists, I can sit down with all sorts of people. I have the ability to understand and speak on the matter as if I've always been on that matter. And that's where the Conman part comes in. Because a Conman is willing to do anything it takes to pick up a role so that way it can achieve a goal that he has set and planned. And now my goal is to awaken people deeper into their path because it needs to be done. There's not a lot in our area, in my vibrational genres. I believe that there's a representative for every walk of life, and I represent a specific walk of life that is very humble, I believe, but it's the lower people that feel like they don't have voices. You know, it's the homeless people that understand fucking struggle. It's the poor people. It's all the people that want to better themselves but feel like they're trapped in a cage and they can't get out. And so I have the ability. Yeah. Well, I've seen some crazy shit. And if you ever meet me in person and see my friend and my girlfriend, they'll be able to confirm a lot of this shit. But I've walked out of places and people run up to me calling me Jesus, bro, out of nowhere. So I got this fucking natural vibe that people think I am. Bro, I've had people call me Archangel Michael in the flesh. And I think it's all crazy that they say this because I don't see it. I don't see what people see in me. But what they say, a fruit is not for the tree, a fruit is for the person passing by the tree. So I don't see my gifts that I'm giving out to people. I'm just the tree that's producing the gifts for people to come pick off and eat of and learn.
Well, damn it, tree, you better start recognizing these fruits.
So the comment is me being able to fit any situation and achieve a goal. So that's what Conman do. They, even though it's all a lot in the negative light because they're trying to scam you and shit, but so that fits in, right? It gives me a tough sounding name. I'm a Conman, but really it's just I have the ability to put myself in a position to I'm a confident man named Kitty. This gives me cred. They call me.
Street
You know?
cred. Gives me res cred.
Yeah.
Farm cred.
I am Indian. I am definitely half.
I
I'm
know
half
you're Native
Otomi.
American. I can see it in your face.
Yeah, I'm Otomi
Was-
Indian. They're actually Meso-Indian.
Say it again. You broke up.
I'm Indian, and they're actually Mesoamerican Indians. Yeah, Otomi. They're from northern Puebla area of Mexico. They're the only tribe in all of Mexico that don't have to pay taxes. They're completely annexed on their land.
Yeah.
None of the Mexican Indian tribes have that. Only them.
That's
And,
dope.
my mom was born down there, and they moved up to Texas and had me. So I'm half Otomi.
So you're born in Texas?
Yeah, I was born in Texas, Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worthless.
Yeah, I agree, bro. As soon as I could get out of Texas, I got out of Texas so fast. I'm a cold-natured person, so I love Colorado. I'll never go back to Texas, bro. I don't even know how I even put up. I think people in Texas got their brains fried so much from living so hot, bro.
From the heat.
Well, at one point in life, it didn't even bother me, because I was raised in it. But now I've been in Colorado so long. Nope, not gonna work. I've acclimated myself to the weather here, and I love it. It's my favorite.
Yeah, me too. I love the cold. I don't know about Alaska cold. I like to visit. I do have goals of going to Alaska and trying that out.
You should try Alamosa first, right? Because Alamosa, they can get to negative 40-degree average in the winter. Like, I was going to move out that way until I found out how cold they fucking get. And I was like, nope, we're going to check on the other side of the mountains this way. Because Alamosa, it sits in between the two mountain ranges. So they sit in between. Well, they're just right on. I'm sorry, my bad. Let me correct myself. They're literally just right on the other side of the mountains. So we're over here on like the Denver side of the mountains, and they're on the other side of. So they get to see the other side of the view that we get. But yeah, it gets cold down there. I had a friend get stuck down there, and he's like, "Bro, it's like negative 25 tonight. My tire fucking busted." I'm like, bro, you're so.
Before you go to Alaska, try out Alamosa. Noted.
Yeah, you need to step yourself up. You know what I mean? Step yourself up. If you can't handle the Alamosa, don't even try the Alaska.
You can barely handle Denver on a bad cold winter day. But I'm just saying, I'd rather heat myself up than try to cool myself down. I'm not a summer dude.
No, I agree with you. There's only so much I can't take in on. It's not gonna work.
So what would Conman Kitty ever step into another genre, or will it always be razor tooth hip hop from the shadows?
Oh, I'm really genreless, bro. If you really sit down and listen to my music, you're gonna see actually go into like
genre. You're not genreless.
How do you say it? I got a okay, so this is what it is. I can't just put genreless on my music. You know what? I can't just put genreless. And no one's going to be like, what the fuck? That's not actually a habit.
I'm no genre.
I run my music through a program, right? And this program tells me what my music is classified as. And so when I pump my music through the program, what I sent you is pretty much all the genres that they get from my music. So, but I don't have intentions to go in and write in horrorcore music. What it is when I sit down, what I write is what comes out. But see, Eminem was horrorcore. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like a lot of artists are horrorcore, and they still make songs that could be classified as horrorcore, but they also make songs that are classified as other things. So it comes to a point where the genre don't even matter, and that's where I'm trying to get to that point. I'm trying to get out of the box of being called that, but most of my fan base that are going to listen to this are that, but like. A lot of horrorcore people are very diverse music people. They love all types of music. They just don't like specifically. What I've learned is all my friends that are horrorcore junkies are also metal junkies. They're also Tech 9 junkies. They're also fucking, be Kindred people. It just seems like horrorcore is a melting pot of music. And that's where it's just a bunch of people love everybody outside of it. They just love the horrorcore stuff too.
The rebellion don't always come in boots and banners sometimes. It creeps in through bars. Up next on the Underground Nation podcast, we tap into a track that questions authority, flips the system, and demands reflection. From the blood-inked mind of Conman Kitty, this is If the Government Was the Empire, What Does That Make Me? Turn your volume up, turn your fear down, and let the resistance begin.
Death destruction. Bow down, bow down, bow down, sit, bow down, bow down, bow down, sit, bow down, bow down, bow down, bow Guns blasting, bodies dropping on the floor. Disrespect my family, and your ass has gotta go. I try to be a normal person, I'm a juggalo, and a motherfucker rerun. Till I die. Kidnapped the government official, hung up by his nuts. Smashed his little piggy's teeth and ripped out little piggy's guts. Bundled them together, then I stuffed them back up in his butt. Bless is taking diet breaths, I rolled me up a fat blunt. I don't understand why I'm really here. I crossed the veil and I lost my fear. I've been roaming this wasteland for many years, protected by the angels that could look like skin.
So yeah, I just learned that the horrorcore is really, like I said, a melting pot of all different music. People that listen to it listen to everything.
You're right.
You listen to their playlists.
It's all over the place. They even got some Selena in there.
Yeah, a little bit of Selena. You know what I mean? A little Selena. I like
Selena.
So a little bit of everything.
Let's say it's 2035. You look back on the next 10 years. What would success look like for Conman Kitty?
All right. So the next 10 years success? Really, bro, success. That's a hard. So what I want to do is I'm going to be definitely touring if that's still a thing, right? So we don't even know what's going to happen in 2035. You know what I mean? For all we know, we're going to be wearing headsets. Then we're going to be going to concerts from our living room.
We can do that now.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It might pick up by then. But what I'm really looking at is, so I'm looking at building a huge community, bro. I want a huge community of people that have the ability to make change in large volumes. See, it's hard to make change as a single person, right? In 10 years, I have a lot. I plan on transforming the world into Conman Kitty's world. So I got a lot of stuff on the burner working that's behind the scenes right now that's clicking. But it all starts with this website I'm building. I'm building what's called watchmakermusic.com right now, right? And so what's going on with this is what's going to be the fuel to be able to accomplish all the goals I'm looking for, which is more albums, most definitely. But the ultimate goal here, bro, is to build a community that wants to help everybody else grow. And like, I'm tired of like homeless shelters being run by the city. I want to be able to get to a point where I can provide homeless shelters through me, through people that actually were homeless. It actually can help the homeless, because you can't fix a lot of problems unless you live through those problems. A lot of these people think that they can fix a problem and never actually step foot in the situation. So they're just throwing stuff out there and they're not actually going down and learning and fixing the problem. I want to make like drug recovery, but without all the religious shit in it. Like, I believe a lot of people that I know don't even try this 12 steps because they don't want to get drugged through the religious shit. You know what I mean? And so they stay drinking and they don't fucking fix themselves. So I want to help people. I want to get to a point where I'm helping people, not by means of the government controlling it or by means of some religious institution controlling it. I want us to be able to take care of us. And I can't do that. And the whole reason why I came out of the mountains, right, bro? Sitting under the tree like Buddha. I didn't know. I realized that I couldn't be homeless and fix the problem. So I have to come out here and I had to get myself in a house and I have to grind myself up from the bottom. Because the only way to fix this problem, you got to have money behind you. And so I want to have food banks, bro, for people that's not connected to churches, homie. I know a lot of, and I'm not saying religion isn't good. Religion's good to a certain point. I believe religion is just training wheels that get you to a mindset that you need to get into. And you got to dig deeper to see what's further than that. And so, but I want to get to a point in 10 years to where I'm able to help a lot of people outside of all these institutional norms, because I understand a lot of people don't get help because of the institutional norms, because they believe that these people in these places don't listen to them. And I want to be able to institute things to get people on the right path to becoming the best version of them that they can be without having to deal with all that. A lot of people need help, won't go to these shelters and stuff because they have criminal records, and the shelter is just going to allow the cops in at night to get them and shit. So a lot of people stray away from the help that they desperately need in fear of being locked up and their freedom taken from them. And so I'm on a mission, bro, to fix this whole situation, this whole thing. That's a big fucking meal to eat. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's all starting with this website I'm building. It's called Watchmaker Music, and it's really cool because right now how it's focused it's where you can go on there and look up an artist. You could type in a zip code. So you type in your zip code and it brings up all the artists that live in that zip code. And so you can locate people that are in your city that make music or work in the music industry from your house just by typing it in. And you even could look up the genre of music. So let's say I'm new to my town, or I even want to know, let's say I love glitch trap, and I don't know anybody that makes glitch trap around me. And I could type in their zip code that I live in, and I could hit glitch trap, and it's going to bring up all the glitch trap artists. And so I'm working on building smaller communities in town right now for people to connect with other music artists so they can actually have hometown stuff going on. And it's not just local. You could look national, by state, all sorts. So really it's a big music discovery engine for music artists to be able to allow smaller communities to be able to find the people that make music in their area. And so I literally launched that on beta a couple days ago, and I'm still working on it. I got the clunky version of it done. But eventually that's just going to grow to where I'm going to allow fans to hop on here so you can start checking out their music. And so I want to start rebuilding community inside the cities with the ability for other people that like the same type of music to find the other people that like that same type of music easier and better, so they can build a community within their community around the artist. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. That's a little long-winded. I'll be quiet for a second.
That is incredible and not what I expected you to say. And I am more than willing to help you in that mission, where I am on a similar mission.
So awesome. We should chop it up after this, like over the next couple days. I'm
Pretty sure that we will.
Yeah. So yeah, I got a lot of shit going on that end. Yeah, that's it on that end. But yeah, so the whole 10-year goal, I'm working towards it right now. I want to collect a massive amount of people to be able to achieve this. And I believe there's enough people out there to be able to do it.
There is.
I believe there's a lot of people that want to do stuff, but they don't know how to do it or where to do it. And I want to make the resources and information available for people that want to do this, that don't know how to do it or even where to start. You know, that I think it's the biggest problem of a lot of people is they have a lot of passion to do something. It's just they don't understand the hurdles and the loops you got to jump through. Or they
don't want to, or they are nervous on getting uncomfortable doing something new.
Yeah,
that's
bro,
how a lot of people
that
get stuck in the norm.
They have that anxiety because all anxiety is a fear of not knowing what's going to happen. You know, that fear of not knowing what's going to happen. Go ahead, bro.
No, you keep going. You're hitting you're hitting around the head.
Yeah. So the fear of not knowing what's going to happen is what kills a lot of people. And you know, that's fucking crazy because you got to be comfortable with change. How do you say it? A video game isn't fun if there's no enemies in the game. If there's no challenge in the game, what's the use of the game? So fear is what gives us challenge to the game. We got to push through the fear because that's the enemy. It's just our body's just trying to keep us in the lobby. It don't want us to actually go in the game and get in the fucking paint. And so that's where progression and greatness come from. So you got to get used to the fear of not knowing what's going to happen, because our body takes what do you call it? Our brain likes to take situations and be like, oh, this situation, you did it 3 times and 2 times it turned out like this, but one time it turned out like this. So we're just going to stick it to where you don't do that anymore because right now it turned out more bad according to your brain than it turned out good. And so people just step back. But you got to understand, failure is just a lesson learned. You got to redefine the word failure in your brain to just a lesson learned. What did I learn from this? All right, now I can do something different. You got to push through that fear, bro. That's another thing that traps people in religion. And that's what's really upsetting to me. Because all religion here is the fear of not knowing when you're going to die. So you're going to sit there and follow these rules and not try to break them. Why? Not because you love them, but because you're actually afraid of where you're going to go and you don't want to go somewhere bad when you're dead. And so a lot of people, that's why religion is considered a fear-based thing. Because they use that thread of not knowing what's going to happen when you die to capitalize on. And I believe there's so many people that are afraid of not knowing that it keeps our society and as a human species, I believe, from further progressing further than what we could have already progressed. And so, yeah, bro, that fear of not knowing is probably the biggest hurdle and obstacle anybody can fucking tackle. But you got to do it because that's part of the game.
Gotta do it. Gotta
do it.
Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Well, Conman Kitty, this has been a great conversation. I'm very excited for you. I'm definitely wanting to dive more into that brain of yours and join you in this mission of yours where I'm on a similar mission trying to help these artists and entrepreneurs. And can I ask you just real quick, off record, you don't have to answer this if you don't want it. Do you have a criminal background, like a felony or whatever?
Do I have a felony?
Yeah.
I have a juvenile record.
But no felonies?
No, juvenile.
Okay.
When I was a juvenile.
Juveniles, all that shit's off your record. I'm only asking because there's an opportunity where you could, I mean, with everything you're saying, I could help you get more brand deals and you could earn additional money providing services and products to your fan base. You're already doing it.
That's cool.
You just
add more. I'm about to release something really cool, and I'm working on prayer cards, bro. I'm working on Conman Kitty prayer cards, like themed for like the darkness, and so that I'm working on that right now. That's gonna be really cool to put out to my people.
Cannot wait. Well then, Conman Kitty, tell us where people can subscribe, follow, get merch. Where do we go, Conman Kitty?
Oh, we go to for merch and shit. That's technically going to be on divideandconquerproductions.com. That's my labels. That's not my label. I'm on that label. That label's based out of Oklahoma.
I didn't know you're on a label.
I'm on a little small indie label. It's run by this group that was called Devils and Chronic, but I think they recently broke up, and now it's just run by one of them who's doing a solo mission. His name is Suspicion. But yeah, he's based out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Well, actually, it's more like Muskogee, right? I think it's... Excuse me.
Muskogee.
So I'm working on building that site for them right now because I'm doing all the back end stuff on that. I build websites and stuff, as you should know, because I just told you I built one for the watchmaker. But so anyway, so you could I'm getting sidetracked. So you go anywhere, Conman Kitty. Anywhere on any platform, you're gonna see me, Conman Kitty. It doesn't matter where you go, Conman Kitty.
Just search Conman Kitty, and if you need a fucking banging ass website, holler at Conman Kitty.
Yeah, holler at me. I do that. I make websites for people from scratch, like the real websites, not like going on a program. But I know how to do that shit. It's fun.
You're saying you be coding?
I be coding, bro. I be coding. A lot of that shit on the watchmaker.com. So on the watchmaker.com, you'll see a lot of it. I had to code in order for it to work right because they just don't have some certain programs that you need. So you got to get in there and code yourself sometimes. So
wow.
I picked up the coding. I had to do it.
Wow.
Listen, bro.
Big brain, Conman
I'm
Kitty.
autistic. I got that Elon Musk disease.
Well, you're definitely making it work in your favor. And you got our support here at the Underground Nation.
I'm working on it. I appreciate it, bro. Conman Kitty anywhere.
You fucking got it. Search Conman Kitty right now. Subscribe and follow. And hit them up for all your special website needs. And make sure you go to divideandconquer.com to cop that merch.
Word.
Conman Kitty, thank you so much for joining us, bro. You enjoy the rest of your day out there in the sunshine. And we'll catch you in the depths of the underground.
Yeah. Have an amazing day, bro.
Yeah, you too.
You're awesome.
Tired of the mainstream? Step into the shadows and explore the underground. Discover rising artists, raw interviews, bold podcasts, and powerful voices shaping the culture. Whether you're a fan or creator, it's time to connect with the real. Visit www.underground-nation.com to stream episodes, submit your music, and experience what the underground is really about. Don't just follow trends, build the movement. Tap in now at www.underground-nation.com.